This is the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. We have assembled the world's finest sports and trivia dorks to prove once and for all that we are just as bad at this as we were at sports.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, sports trivia for those of us who rode the pine. I'm your host, Dan, and today's game will be pitting the Benchwarmer team of Josh and Scott versus Benchwarmer Eric and newcomer Meesh Resnick. Welcome to the bench, Meesh, and I want to also thank you for being a equipment manager for our Patreon team. Why don't you go ahead and take a minute to let us know where you're from, what teams you root for, and anything else you'd like to share.
Thank you, Dan. So my name is Meesh. It's really Michael. We were just discussing there's too many Michaels in the world. Everyone calls me Meesh, so we're going with that today. I live in the Bay Area. I've lived here for 10 years after growing up in New Jersey, and I'm a fan of the Cleveland teams through my mom. So I got a few cities sports teams covered. But yeah, thanks for having me on. I've never communicated with any of you guys until like a week ago. So nice to meet you all. Nice to put faces to the names.
Well, it's great to have you. Thanks for coming on. Eric, why don't you tell us how you're doing and give us your team name?
I'm good. Still unemployed. It's nice. I'm not in a rush. My wife's just going to work some more.
Still unemployed. It's been like 4 days.
That's super weird for me.
I've had COVID longer than you've been unemployed.
I have like 8 interviews. I hate interviews. Like how much, like how, I'm lying to you. Come on. Like I'm not as great as I'm coming off. But anyway, don't listen to this if you're about to hire me. But yeah, I'm good. So Meesh's last name is very similar to a lead singer of a band who I have tickets to go see in a couple months, but I will not be staying to see them. So the band that opens for them at the last stop of their tour, because this band is from Buffalo, the band that is opening for them is Blue October, which I am a huge fan of. So they are opening for the Goo Goo Dolls, which I despise more than anything. So our team name today is Goo Goo Dolls Suck, because we're not going to stay. We're going to stay for the opener, and then we're going to leave.
Agree to disagree. I like the Goo Goo Dolls, but that's fine.
Ugh.
That's fine. Josh, Scott, which one of you has the team name so we know which one of you is going to start?
I'll start because Josh has the team name. I'm like the complete opposite of Eric. Not a fan of Blue October. They had that Into the Ocean song that was like super catchy, like 15 years ago. I do remember that one, but I love the Goo Goo Dolls. Iris is like one of my all-time favorite songs. Yeah, I think the Goo Goo Dolls are a good band. But I'm happy to be here. I have COVID currently, so this is my Michael Jordan flu game. This is the Scott COVID game, so I'm hoping that Josh and I can pull out another victory against Eric. We've done it in the past. This one would be especially meaningful since I'm congested, and we've got Walling on standby in case I pass out halfway through. So if you guys hear Walling at any point in time, go back about a month or so and call me to see if I'm okay when you're listening to this. So, but I'll throw it over to Josh. He has our team name.
Yeah, I'm doing better. Finally brought the last load of crap from my old apartment to my new place. So everything's here. Everything's still in boxes. I don't know where anything is, but that's not the point. I'm done moving the stuff. And with that, I'm in my new office / recording studio. As you see, I have wood paneling for those of you on the recording here, and so does Scott. We both have wood paneling that we're in front of. And besides that, I'm going to be enjoying a beverage from the Big Wood Brewery in White Bear Lake. And that beer is called Morning Wood. So that is what our team name is going to be today. We are Morning Wood.
And I get a hard time for being inappropriate. Like tuna fingers is now less than more. Listen,
this is named after a beverage.
I'm sure there's a beverage called tuna fingers. There's a beer out there.
Not one that I'm trying.
It's a sour.
Yeah, see there. You just took it.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
All right. With that, we're going to kick it over to past me for the rules. We'll be starting off with the coin flip question to warm up the teams. This will be followed by 4 quarters of play, each with a different trivia style. The styles of quarters 1 through 3 will change from show to show, and I will explain them as we go along. Like any good sporting event, we will have a halftime show after the second quarter with entertainment questions pertaining to sports. And in the fourth quarter, our teams will wager from their points accumulated to see your today's clipboard captains to be honored like the true benchwarmers they are. All right, let's get this game underway. It's now time for the coin flip, a 50-50 warm-up question worth 10 points. And since Meesh, you are on the recording today, you and Eric are going to be getting the question. So I'd like to know from you, who had more rushing yards as a member of the San Francisco 49ers? John Brody or O.J. Simpson?
I have nothing on this.
I don't even know who your first guy is.
I know who he is by accident.
To the listeners, I was born in 1998, so
Oh my God.
I'm a little rusty on some. Oh yeah,
That's the same year that the Goo Goo Dolls released Iris.
Is it really?
Yeah, from
That's
the
what
City of
that's
Angels
what I was
soundtrack.
saying to Eric. I've actually never listened to him. I know that song, but so I just got to take his word for it.
OJ only played for him for like a year, but John Brody, I'm pretty sure, was a quarterback. So I think
But it's got to be close.
it's got to be. I'm going to say Brody just because why? Just to make like, the quarterback rushed for more yards than OJ Simpson. That's my logic on it. That's all I have.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. But
Not based on anything other than that. So
yeah,
you good with it? Let's go with it.
let's go with it.
All right, Dan. We're checking in with John Brody Croyle.
All right. Well, in his 2 seasons in San Francisco, O.J. Simpson had 1,053 yards rushing. John Brody, in 16 seasons, had 1,167 yards. So the answer is John Brody.
My logic didn't backfire on me this time.
And nobody wants to give OJ any credit because FTG.
Allegedly, FTG.
No. There's no allegedly about that.
If he would have done it, he'd have had 2,000 yards.
Yes.
Heading into the first quarter, we have a score of Goo Goo Dolls suck with 10 and Morning Wood yet to get up on the scoreboard. Before we get to the first quarter, we wanted to let you know that we are on Patreon if you'd be interested in supporting us financially. Your contributions will be used to help us cover the costs that it takes to bring you the high-quality sports trivia you have come to expect from us. There's also some great perks that come with the Patreon membership to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, including bonus episodes and Benchwarmers swag. You can find us at patreon.com/benchwarmerstp. Thanks. Now going into the first quarter, which is going to be Sporting Haikus. Sporting Haikus. For this quarter, there will be 4 questions in haiku form. Each question is worth 25 points. And this round of Sporting Haikus is going to be a current events round. Everything that happens in this Sporting Haikus happened within the last 2 weeks. So question number 1 in Sporting Haikus. Commissioner's choice. Name both newly picked All-Stars, both from Central teams.
That's it, 1,000%. We're checked in.
Morning Wood is checked in, which is something that happens as it goes. Goo Goo Dolls suck. You can talk it out.
I guess they released the All-Star list today.
Oh, yes.
So it was Central, 2 from Central teams. Do you have anything?
Didn't they? I thought they started some stupid like Legends thing. where like they put like old guys in the All-Star game now. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, Pujols and Miggy.
Yeah, but Pujols is.
Well, yeah, no, I just mean those were the two I saw that were the legend.
Oh, was it? Then let's go with them. Those would be. That's two of them. So.
Okay.
So go ahead. You can check that in.
We'll check in with Albert Pujols and Miguel Cabrera.
All right. And Morning Wood, what did you say?
Oh, did Scott just freeze on us?
It's COVID.
Oh,
His internet has
What?
COVID.
I'm
now.
here.
oh. Go ahead
I'm
and give
here.
our answer.
You don't have a mask on talking into the mic. You've infected your internet.
I guess so. Yeah, I saw this. It's like the Commissioner's Choice Legacy choices or whatever they're going with. But yeah, it's Pujols and Miggy. We checked that in as well.
Both teams are receiving their points on this one. Correct answer is Albert Pujols and Miguel Cabrera. Question 2 in the current events sporting haikus round. He just beat the Cubs to continue unbeaten. 11-0.
It has to be.
I'll trust you on that.
All right, we're checked in.
Morning Wood has checked in again. Goo Goo Dolls suck. You can talk it out.
You have anything for this?
Uh,
You know who they've played or anything?
Trying to think of my fantasy stuff here.
Not Walter Johnson.
No, that's my Stratomatic that I'm not doing well in anymore. I had a stretch of some good games, and then it's just who's the dude for? I think the Dodgers are playing them or just played them.
I'm too out of the loop this season on baseball.
Starts with a G. I don't think I'm going to get it unless can name a.
Dodger with a G.
It's his first name's Tony. Tony. Can we just go Tony G?
The poker player.
It's
I'm gonna need a last name.
Is he related to Kenny G?
maybe.
He plays the baritone sax.
It reminds me of that idiot actor. He was in Remember the Titans. Who's that moron? It's kind of sounds like that, but it's not that. So I'm out.
I think we got to go with Tony G.
We'll go with what the hell's that dude's name? Who's that moron? He was a liability on defense.
So many morons in Hollywood. Who's that moron actor?
Goslin. That's it. We're gonna go with Tony Goslin. It sounds like it. I know it's not it. There's like extra letters somewhere. That's what we're going with.
Okay. Morning Wood, what did you say?
He kind of sort of almost backup trucked it,
He
even though
almost
he
did.
knew it. He knew it, but didn't know it. Man, Ryan Gosling is a moron. You're tough though, because there were a few in Remember the Titans. Because that Kip Pardue, yeah, he's a moron as well. Yeah, this is Tony Gonsolin. Yeah, from the Dodgers. So that's what we checked in with.
One team is getting points and the other team is so close to getting points. But
I feel like we get half a point. Not even 10, like 0.5 points. Go ahead, put that in.
I would do that, except for Josh is on this recording and he's going to yell at me if I do that. So we're not going to do that. The correct answer is Tony Gonsolin, who's 11-0 right now and pitching mighty well. Question number 3. Raiders president, first black woman to get job, former gaming chief.
Meesh, we can check in.
Sounds good.
All right, Goo Goo Dolls Suck has checked in. So Morning Wood, you can talk it out. That is going to not get old saying that.
Yeah, this is actually one of the things I did hear on a podcast while I was moving. It's Sandra Douglas. We'll check that in.
All right. And Goo Goo Dolls Suck, what did you say?
Since you were strict with our answer in the previous question, I think you should be strict here. It's Sandra Douglas Morgan.
Dang it.
I mean,
I could only remember part of it. Apparently. I don't know. Only so much sticks when I'm not paying close attention.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna, because I was a jerk with the last one. I
That's
think I'm
all
going
right.
to be a jerk on this one.
I'm okay with that. I don't have all the info.
You weren't a jerk with the last one.
It's okay, Scott. We're not going to win anyway. What does it matter?
I need this win. It's my COVID game.
Dang it.
You'll have another one. It's going to stick around.
Yeah, probably.
We'll get COVID again.
The correct answer is Sandra Douglas Morgan, and yes, I'm going to be a stickler on that one.
I need to pay closer attention when I'm not paying any attention.
All right, let's move on to question number 4, which I'm sure Josh will know the answer to. So,
God.
question number 4: Alfa Romeo flipped over the barrier. Who's the driver?
Yeah. We can check in.
All right, Morning Wood is checked in. Goo Goo Dolls suck can talk it out.
I can't name anybody that drives a car.
I guess this is Formula One. It sounds European.
This is Formula 1.
Who's that guy? Ryan Gosling. Does he drive cars?
He was in a movie called Drive.
Was he? There it is.
Yes.
I think we
was.
got the missing link already.
No, this is Dan's game link. Yeah, how he has the whole game.
The Ryan Gosling game.
That's
Oh.
terrible.
That's way better than a flu
I
game.
believe his character was unnamed and credited as the driver, maybe.
Oh.
So that's all I got for now. Verstappen.
I was going to say,
Verstappen.
that's the only driver I can name right now. That and Danica Patrick, and I don't think she drives the car anymore. I think she's literally just an Uber driver now. I don't know.
I guess we got to check in with Verstappen.
There we go.
We're checking in. Verstappen.
All right. And Morning Wood, what did you say?
Yeah, this is I think he's a rookie driver out of China. It's not spelled this way, but it is pronounced Zhou Guan Yu. Spelled Zhou, but it's pronounced Joe.
One team is getting their points, and I'm very thankful for them that they showed me that the pronunciation is Joe instead of Zhu, which is what I was going to say. So, yes, Zhou Guan Yu is the correct answer.
That accent was crazy, and he was cleared on site from the medical team.
I thought he was dead in pieces.
If you haven't seen that crash, check it out. It was crazy, and he was perfectly fine. He raced again just this weekend. So nuts.
Well, after the first quarter, we have a score of Goo Goo Dolls suck with 60, and in the lead, Morning Wood has 75. Today's second quarter will be, wait for it, the missing link. The missing link. This quarter will consist of 5 questions with theme-linked answers. The teams will attempt to answer the questions and guess the theme. Each question is worth 20 points. If a team checks in first via chat to the host with the correct theme before the 5th question, they will earn 100 points. The other team can still earn 50 points with the correct theme guess. If neither team has checked in with the correct theme before the 5th question, each team can earn 50 points with the correct answer to the theme after the 5th question.
Cripes.
They already have a leg up with Ryan Gosling too, so we're.
I have added a couple new, maybe quarter styles into here, so you're gonna see how these go live. They're just on one question, so actually on 2 questions. So you'll see how it works. It'll be fine. You'll like this.
Will it be fine, Dan?
I think it will be.
For me, probably not, but okay.
Well, we'll see how it goes. If you don't like it, then we'll just say that you didn't have to answer the question. You won't get the points, but you still don't have to answer the question.
Got it.
All right. Question number 1. Name the NBA team based on the schools and years of their former draft picks. 2015 Kentucky, 2016 Providence, 2019 Texas Tech, 2020 Georgia. These are first round picks that actually played for the team that drafted them.
Okay, we'll check in.
All right, Morning Wood is checked in. Goo Goo Dolls suck. You can talk it out.
I'm stuck.
Yeah, I mean the non-Kentucky schools on the list. Do you have players for like Texas Tech?
That's the one that's throwing me off, because Kentucky would be, that's Minnesota in 2015, and then Providence, I think that's Minnesota as well.
Who?
Heck's that dude's name? I'm spacing on names today. This is bad for me. Providence, Chris Dunn. So that leaves us Texas Tech. I don't have anybody in my head in 2019 getting drafted out of Texas Tech, at least not to Minnesota. And 2020 would be
Anthony. Did Anthony Edwards go to Georgia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean,
that
3 of the 4.
Feels like enough. Yeah.
Three of the 4.
It's not like I have another good candidate.
Yeah. So I don't know. Let's just check in with Minnesota.
All right. And Morningwood, what did you say?
Take it, Josh. But Texas Tech was the first one.
So the Texas, but I thought that was from a draft day trade, but I could be wrong, but that'd be Jarrett Culver. I think he's the only Texas Tech guy who went in the first round that year, and Minnesota is where he ended up. So Towns, Dunn, Culver, Edwards. We also said Minnesota Timberwolves.
Both teams will be getting their points. I can break this down. 2015 was Karl Anthony Towns. 2016 was Chris Dunn. 2019 was drafted by Minnesota. I don't know if the trade happened that day, but he was drafted by Minnesota and played in Minnesota, and that would be Jarrett Culver. And 2020 Georgia is Anthony Edwards. So the correct answer is the Minnesota Timberwolves. So the theme answers so far, Minnesota Timberwolves. Question number 2. This product of San Jose State, with the nickname Jaws, won his 15th championship in the last 17 years earlier this month, all while dealing with a rogue spectator.
Right?
Oh. Yeah. Yep.
Good with that?
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're checked in.
Morningwood is checked in. Goo Goo Dolls suck. You can talk it out.
So what do you got?
It's just, this is the first one that's ringing bells, and I just can't. Jaws just sounds so familiar.
You got like a sport something?
But yeah, no. But what sports could potentially, whatever, 15th championship in 17 years?
Golf?
Golf?
Oh. No, it's Joey Chestnut. Never mind.
Oh, yeah. Duh.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute. It's Jaws. That's Chestnut.
Earlier
I didn't know where he went to school.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna check in with Joey Chestnut.
All right. And Morningwood, what did you say?
I think the remarkable part is that he went to school, because it's not like he's utilizing that education.
You never know what he studied.
Competitive eating. We checked in with Joey Chestnut.
Both teams are getting points, and it's astonishing to me that Eric Eid, you don't follow the schools that competitive eaters go to. I don't know.
It's now on my radar.
He put a chokehold on an intruder while competing in the
Yes, he
hot
did.
dog eating contest on July 4th.
When they said he did that, I'm like, wait, so it was like after they're handing him the championship belt and he like choked. No, he was in mid chew and just like choked somebody out. That was beautiful.
You got to do what you got to do, right?
Apparently that guy did not like bacon, whoever that was.
And he won.
Not even close.
Yeah, I was gonna say he won going away. He 15 championships in 17 years.
I thought he was just gonna eat. I thought he was gonna eat the guy in the headlock.
Well,
Because that's just as natural, you know.
If it came to it, he may have.
Well, there's that chick too that won the female one that was, she took 2 years off or something and I'm back, and then won easily as well.
So our theme linked answers so far are Minnesota Timberwolves and Joey Chestnut. I'm sure you've got your theme by now.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling.
Question number 3. The last name of two brothers who together have a 51, 27, and 4 record in their MMA careers, both being trained by Matsusaku Funaki and having fought with the Lion's Den MMA team.
I only know the Funaki from Kai and Tai.
The worthless
SmackDown's
one,
number one. SmackDown's number one announcer, though.
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing else past that, so we'll check in.
Goo Goo Dolls Suck have checked in. Morning Wood, you can talk it out.
I'm sure there's plenty of brothers that fight, right?
I don't know that officially fight in MMA. I'm not sure.
Right, that's what I mean. I don't like. I know brothers that fight in general, like the Klitschko's.
Oh yeah.
My brother
Logan and Jake
I was
Paul.
gonna say most brothers fight each other.
Right. Yeah. Right. My brother and myself.
Charlie and Dan Lundberg.
Cornelius would have none of that. Rolling over in his grave.
But I mean, Shamrock sounds as good as any. I think they might be brothers.
Well, I only said that
Ken
because
and Frank, right?
Yeah, when Ken went to WWF, they had like a special Lions Den match. They called it. That was like his specialty match. So when I saw Lions Den MMA team,
well,
kind of triggered that.
I mean, why would they do that if that wasn't a thing? That sounds to me. Let's go with it because
why not?
Why not?
But we're both wearing green shirts, so we're gonna check in with Shamrock.
All right, and Goo Goo Dolls Suck. What did you say?
Yeah, I mean, Lion's Den was a Ken Shamrock thing. I knew he had a brother, so we said Shamrock.
Both teams will be receiving their points. Correct answer is Shamrock. Ken Shamrock had a successful career in the WWF, while Frank Shamrock turned down a contract with ECW due to fears that he would be risking injury competing there. Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
That's fair. With New Jack around, that's fair.
Yeah, you never know who he's gonna decide to kill.
Mass transit, and all that. So,
yeah. All right. So our theme linked answers so far: Minnesota Timberwolves, Joey Chestnut, Shamrock. Question number 4. This right fielder played his entire career with one team in the current American League West, winning the Silver Slugger in 1995. He is one of only 3 players from this franchise to win the Rookie of the Year award. The other 2 who have done it are currently teammates.
Okay, I think I got this, Josh. I think I had it before the last part.
There were so many words, I lost track. So
I'm thinking here.
I'm good with that.
All right, Dan, we are going to check in.
Morning Wood is checked in. Goo Goo Dolls Suck. You can talk this one out.
So AOS. I mean, Mariners obviously eliminated.
Any idea who's run the most? I mean, I guess the most recent Rookie of the Years.
Well, so I guess the new team, currently teammates, doesn't have to be on that team, but that still feels
okay.
The 1995 one I don't really have, but
well, I mean AL West AOS in 95, I'm thinking it's going to be like a Tim Salmon, or I think that's around the right time.
The only confident person recent years still playing that won a Rookie of the Year for the AL West. I know Correa did for the Astros, but he's not.
He's not there anymore.
But does he have a teammate who also would have been on the Astros? Unlikely.
What about because Mike Trout had to have won the Rookie of the Year,
probably,
and Ohtani probably won it, right?
I don't know how good he started out though.
2018, he was decent when he came out.
Yeah.
So I think that's our best bet because I know Tim Salmon, I'm pretty sure, played his entire career for the Angels.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean they're still teammates, and they both.
And then Ohtani and Trout are teammates currently. So let's go with
unless you can. Yeah.
We're going to check in with Tim Salmon.
All right. And Morning Wood, what did you say?
Yeah, I had this one pretty much immediately before we even got to the Rookie of the Year's part because thought to myself, well, Tim Salmon played only right field for the Angels, and I'm pretty sure he had a big year in '95, and I knew he was a Rookie of the Year. So then when I thought Trout and Ohtani are the only other two from that franchise, I think all the other franchises, it just didn't make sense. So we also checked in with Tim Salmon.
Again, both teams are receiving points on this one. Correct answer is Tim Salmon. Salmon finished 1 home run shy of 300 and is second all time for the Angels in home runs. Mike Trout is the leader with 310. So at one point in time, not very long ago, Tim Salmon was the all-time leader in home runs for the Angels.
Yep.
All right, we're moving on to question number 5 in the missing link. Identify this running back by his career resume. 2003 to 2004, Indiana University. 2006 to 2007, Ole Miss University. 2008 to 2011, New England Patriots. 2012 to 2013, Cincinnati Bengals.
I got it, Josh.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right. We are checked in.
Morning Wood is checked in. Goo Goo Dolls suck. Talk it out.
The only name popping into my head with those two teams, but I don't think is right, is Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. I feel like he played for both. He played around then, but it just doesn't feel right.
So we're looking for
college. I'm useless.
Oh my God. I don't know what is wrong with my brain today. So drafted out of Ole Miss, or maybe he was undrafted, right?
Yeah,
that could be why I'm spacing. I think that might be Ben Jarvis. I know he went to.
I just think of him as a Bengals. I guess 2 seasons, and that's when I first would have been hardcore following sports.
Yeah.
That's the only guy I can think of with those 2 teams and no other team, like, unless you have something else.
No, I like it. I know he went to Cincinnati, and I think the time frame works. So.
Okay. We'll check in Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis.
All right. And Morning Wood, what did you say?
Yeah, once again, I got to this one right away. I really just wanted to get to it before he did, but it's okay because Meesh got there. I'm pretty sure this is the law firm, Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis.
Both teams will be receiving their points. Correct answer is Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. Green Ellis went 589 carries without a fumble to start his career when he fumbled in 2021 against Washington. He would fumble 2 more times in the next week against Jacksonville and then never drop the ball again. And that is what we call flavor text. So our theme-linked answers so far are Minnesota Timberwolves, Joey Chestnut, Shamrock, Tim Salmon, Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. One team has checked in with the correct answer. So, Goo Goo Dolls suck. You guys can talk this one out.
What do you got? I'm starting to really hate missing links because this makes no sense to me.
I mean, Shamrock, I have no idea. Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis.
Are Chestnuts green? I don't know. Are they all named George? What's good?
Yes.
They're all women.
Listen, that was a good one. I ran that by several people that loved it.
The Minnesota Timberwolves' first name is George.
Probably. Oh my god. So Green Ellis. I thought maybe it was fish, but nope, that's not it. The last one's supposed to give it away, and it's not.
Yeah, it's
It did to
I mean,
one
yeah,
team.
is there like a,
One team it gave. Jeez.
I mean, Minnesota Timberwolves and Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. I could not come up with anything ever.
I can think of one thing that they have in common.
I got nothing. So I don't even have a guess. Well, I did have a guess, but it was wrong, is what I was told by Dan.
I had that with our first guess. So
Yeah,
I didn't think so.
unfortunately for Josh, he had a Captain America thing going on with his.
it worked for the first four.
Yeah, it worked. It did work for the first four, but not for the fifth.
Nope.
No, there's no Super Jarvis, Green Ellis.
Well, there's a Jarvis, but
Wait, who am I forgetting? Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis,
Shamrock,
Timberwolves,
Chestnut.
Chestnut.
I think I'm going to have an answer, guys.
Types of nuts.
Sure.
If
I haven't
that
been
was
able
if
to
that
get
were the
that
case,
guess
by
out
the
of
way,
my head.
I would have had the Melbourne Demons, the D's.
All right. See, inappropriate. This is a clean podcast. We have Goo Goo Doll team name and a Morningwood team name on the same episode, which is very inappropriate to have them combined together.
Speaking of Patriots running backs, I was going to say this earlier. We had a team name in my fantasy league for years, Morningwood Head.
Nice.
That works. Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know. I got nothing.
Yeah, no,
All right.
nothing.
All right. So I'm going to send it over to Morningwood if you guys can tell me what the theme was.
Well, first with the first four, I was stumped. So I was like, well, these are all flora and fauna. So I sent that and I got that is not correct. And then obviously the last one with Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. Now, I don't know about that first one, but I know that chestnut, brown, shamrock green, salmon, pinky orange, and green is green. A Timberwolf must be something. I know, Scott, you were like, is there a Timberwolf gray? Maybe. Dan will let us know because we changed our answer then to colors.
And
Yeah,
that is
understandable.
correct. This is actually technically, these are official Crayola colors.
Oh,
Timberwolf is a gray. Chestnut is a brown. Shamrock is a green. Salmon is salmon. And green is green. So these were officially Crayola colors, but I will accept colors.
So I've walked out of a job recently. Might be doing that twice.
I see where this is going.
Oh, too many missing links apparently lately.
Oh my god, that was awful.
We should have gone with green if the last one was supposed to be a giveaway. But
right,
yeah, that
yeah.
was, yeah.
I was
Timberwolf,
stumped.
what
I was like, I'm hoping it's a gray, and I guess apparently it is.
I would just like to point out, Dan, that in my house as a child, we did not have a lot of money, so we did not have Crayola crayons. We had RoseArt.
You had RoseArt? I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Yeah,
That's fair.
By the
They
way,
don't smell as good as Crayola
and they
crayons
don't
do.
taste as good either.
I think other than those last two, when I was a kid, the last two might have been Crayola colors. Those first three definitely weren't when I was a kid.
In
was
my
salmon.
house,
It was
Or
salmon
I didn't have a big enough pack.
Chestnut, I think, was in the 128
Chestnut's a real
pack.
color. I'll give you
Who
Yeah.
can afford
If I-
128 pack?
if I got a
Jeez.
Crayola pack, it was like a 3-pack. You got a ground round. All right, that's the only ones you got.
Wow, a ground round? Oh, no.
I grew up in a GoBot RoseArt household.
Wait a minute.
All
Hold
right,
on.
and LA Gear pumps.
Wait, hold on.
Hydrox? Did you eat
Hold on.
Hydrox?
You just talked about getting crayons from the ground round. That was high-end dining. I don't know what you're talking about.
Invited to a birthday party. Only time I've ever been to a ground round.
They let you throw the peanut shells on the ground there.
Didn't even know that because I was at a birthday party. We weren't allowed to throw things.
There was a ground round in Roseville. That was one of the ones I think lasted the longest.
Yeah. I always remember the one in North St. Paul. So
there was one there as well. Yes.
Anyway, too much Minnesota. Hashtag too much Minnesota. After the second quarter, we have a score of Morning Wood with 225 and Goo Goo Dolls Suck is at 160. And that brings us to halftime. It is now time for the halftime show. There will be 3 entertainment questions pertaining to sports, with each question worth 25 points.
Gonna be a nightmare, isn't it?
Now, these are all about television shows, and they're all about sports television shows, so this should be okay. Question number 1 in halftime. The TV drama Heels features which DC television universe actor as Jack Spade, the promoter and chief heel of the fictional DWL?
Can you reread that in English?
I can copy it in English. In this case, DC is not the city. It is the comic book / entertainment company. Just thought I'd throw that out there. So you weren't thinking of people from DC.
I barely watched the DC movies, let alone the TV shows.
Yeah, let's just go with this.
Sure.
Right,
if you've got a name, that's all that matters. There's a chance it's right.
We're checked in.
All right. So, Goo Goo Dolls, you can talk it out.
Nothing.
I don't know what any of this means.
Wow, riveting stuff, guys.
I've read this question 18 times.
Do you need me to parse it for you?
David Spade has a brother? I don't know. Like
the question, but yeah.
There's a TV drama that's called Heels.
Got it.
And it has an actor from the DC television universe in that show that plays a character named Jack Spade. Jack Spade is the promoter and the chief heel of the DWL, which is not real. It's just for the show, and it's fictional.
Am I supposed to know what DWL means?
I just assumed it was like DSRL.
Like I'm stuck on DWL. Is this like a fictional UPS store? Like what's going on?
I got Queens,
right? Like this is.
I mean, I can't name a DC television universe actor or show post those old Batman things.
So what is he? I don't even know what he wants.
He wants the name of an actor.
Oh, all right.
Ryan Gosling.
All right. Here we go. Yeah. Who's
He's good. He's gonna come up with the answer to this, right?
Name Gosling? A DC. What's a DC TV show? Like The Flash or something?
I guess I'm not into the superhero thing, but if it's not Marvel, I assume it's DC.
That's a fair assumption.
That is, unless it's Watchmen or The Boys.
Okay.
Or Invincible.
Who's the dude in The Flash?
The Flash, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I quit. It's my last day on this podcast.
That's not how you quit. You don't announce it ahead of time. You just leave.
I'm giving my resignation.
Scott would
today.
love that for his COVID game narrative.
That's fair, but only for that.
I got nothing. We're gonna check in with Tiffany Amber Theus.
Very, very nice. And I wish that was correct.
My high school crush and
a lot of people's high school crush.
High school.
I was in high school at the same time that the crew from Saved by the Bell were in high school. So class of 93. Woo!
Morningwood. Speaking of Morningwood, what did you come up with?
Josh, how did you feel when Kelly and Jesse were written out and Tori came in for the last season of Saved by the Bell? Because that was stupid.
I threw up in my mouth.
I didn't mind Tori.
I didn't mind her, but like, come on. Really wasn't sure on this. This was also a lot of language that didn't make sense to us. So I just tried to engineer it from a DC show, which I immediately went to The Flash because I know that's like the most popular one. But that didn't make sense actor-wise because they're younger. So then I thought Arrow is the only other, like, but I mean, I know they have like those other weird ones, like they had Black Lightning and some other ones. But then I thought the guy from Arrow did some stuff in wrestling like 10 years ago, Stephen Amell. So maybe his next role had to do with heels, which I think might have to do with wrestling. I'm assuming WL means Wrestling League. So all that, we checked in with Stephen Amell.
One team is getting their points.
Nailed it.
Correct answer is Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Nice. Wow.
Correct answer is Stephen Amell. He plays Oliver Queen in Arrow, the primary vehicle in the Arrowverse.
You know who's my queen? Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
By the way, just to let you know, other than knowing sort of his face from Arrow commercials and stuff, otherwise that dude is a who for me. That name means nothing to me.
I just know he's on Arrow. I've never seen an episode of, well, that's not true, just the crossover ones with the Flash. But other than that,
dude is in very, very good shape. He ran the
that's
American
right,
Ninja Warrior course for the Celebrity.
Yep.
And just
good
just
for
crushed
him.
it.
He's
Crushed
in
it.
shape. The rest of us are not.
He does the what is the ladder thing called that they do on there?
A ladder. I use it to paint.
They keep jumping the thing up. No, that's called get off my TV. You're too fit. That's what it's called.
He did that on Arrow. So then when he went to American Ninja Warrior, he did it on there too.
I say that, and I've watched American Ninja Warrior. Those people are super impressive.
Like what's the point of just like, oh, I can put a ladder and like climb up a wall? Like, listen, I use a ladder to paint. I use a ladder to get stuff out of the top shelf. That's what they're supposed to be used for. You're not supposed to be like, oh, if I don't climb up this ladder, I fall into a pool. I have real consequences. If I don't climb up this ladder, my kids don't eat.
What are you keeping your
What
food
ladders
up?
are you climbing up to get food for your kids?
Saying no, the food's not for them. It's like if I'm angry because I can't get up there,
you're gonna stress eat their food.
I fall down and I can't get to the peanut butter and jelly anymore. So listen.
Oh, God.
I feed my kids. Okay, big deal.
So Eric has ladder issues. Okay, good to know. Whew.
Somebody's getting rid of letter now because I don't feed my children.
I had to write that down. Yes, I'm calling DSS as soon as we're done here.
I'll DWL.
No, DWL, yeah.
DWL. By the way, that stands for like the Dulles Wrestling League or something. It's named after the guy that owns the company.
I thought it was just a slow internet.
All right, maybe this one will work better for you. Question number 2. In Eastbound and Down, Kenny Powers is recruited to play for a Mexican baseball team where he is affectionately known as what colorful nickname?
So, Meesh, where do you...
I've never seen the show.
That's too bad.
He's had
It's a great
100
show.
nicknames on that show. Oh, boy. All right, Meesh, we're going to check in.
Okay.
Goo Goo Dolls Suck has checked in. I'm waiting for Morning Wood.
I mean, I don't know if you're gonna. Well, if we keep talking about Tiffany Amber Thiessen, you probably won't have to wait much longer.
It's evening.
It's true.
I've got to wait like 12 hours.
I don't have this, Josh.
I've never.
I've seen episodes of the show, but it's been probably a decade since I've watched an episode. And he very well may not have had this nickname in the few episodes that I've seen. So
apparently he's had a bunch of nicknames, which I didn't know either. So
it's Mexico. So I was thinking like maybe like Brown Donkey or something. But based on Dan's face, I don't think that's right.
That was the guy's nickname on Clerks, too.
Never heard of it.
Okay, so that's not right. White donkey.
But sure.
No, Dan's face is saying no again. All right, it must not have donkey in it.
Let's
I
go
have
away
no
from
idea.
donkeys.
All right.
I'm guessing it's gonna be some phrase in
Right,
Spanish,
exactly.
probably?
That's why I'm trying to think of what would make sense that's easy to say.
Did you take Spanish in high school?
I did. I know the colors. I know how to say colors in
So
Spanish.
what's a white guy? What's
Oh,
white?
I was gonna say, what's a white guy in
What's
Spanish?
white in Spanish? Is that? Am I helping you at all? Is this?
Yeah, it's
doing anything
blanco.
for-
Blanco.
Is that?
No, that doesn't help.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's all I. That's as good as I can do you for. Is he's a white guy who is a weird.
Correct.
Yeah.
He has like a mullet, mustache. Yeah, I don't know. Let's say that he is called Red something. Since everyone seems to know that Red is Rojo,
Sure.
it seems easy. So what was his nickname be? Just Red?
Sure.
I mean, that was his name in Pineapple Express. Danny McBride played Red in Pineapple Express.
Sounds as good a logic as anything else I've
right.
been able to help you here. Which is
We're just gonna check in with the Red.
Okay.
Donkey, Red Donkey. Sorry.
Goo Goo Dolls suck. What did you say?
Do you want the Spanish version or the English? Does it matter?
I'll take either one, actually.
He was the White Flame.
One team is getting points. Correct answer is La Flama
Red Donkey.
Blanca.
No, not the red donkey.
No, that would be El Burro Rojo.
Mhm.
That would be a great nickname.
It sounds like a baseball player.
What I was going to say is, which of course means the White Flame, but Eric already took care of that for me. So that's a moot point.
Say Dan, what is the red donkey again? El
Burro Loco.
No,
Rojo.
Not
Rojo.
crazy
Said
donkey.
crazy donkey.
You said crazy donkey, which I'm pretty sure was this crappy bar back home.
Maybe this episode needs to be called El Burro Rojo.
Pretty good.
All right, question number 3. Minnesota State plays West Texas University in the fictional Pioneer Bowl in a season 6 episode of Coach. The archive footage of which 2 teams is used for the game footage in this episode?
I say we just go with it.
Sure.
All right, we're gonna check in.
Goo Dolls suck have checked in. So Morning Wood, you got a little bit of time to talk this out.
Well, as I informed Scott that it's a football show.
This whole time I've been thinking Coach was a basketball coach. Crazy.
And they were the Screaming Eagles, and I do believe their colors were maroon and gold.
Okay.
Which,
So BC.
So my guess would be Boston College might have been who they used for
I
that.
agree. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there was. What was Flutie? Who did Flutie throw his Hail Mary against?
That's a great question.
Was it Miami? Was that who he did the Hail Mary against?
Maybe.
That's what's jumping in my mind, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I think no matter what we throw out, it's going to be
We're
somewhat
taking,
maybe educated guess.
We're yeah. I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of is trying to
I've
maybe
been
the Hail Mary game.
I've been throwing out things, the Stephen Amell's and things like that. So it's your turn. So yeah, just throw one out.
So we'll go with Boston College, Miami.
Sounds good.
We'll check that in, I guess.
Okay. And Goo Goo Dolls suck. What did you say?
I remember seeing a team with like white helmets and another one with more. See, I can't even like more of a maroon color. Like Josh said, so my shot in the dark was Wisconsin and Minnesota.
One team will be getting their points on this one. If you're thinking that they were maroon and gold and they were in the state of Minnesota, maybe you go with the Minnesota Gophers. Yes, it was Minnesota Gophers, and West Texas was a red and white team, and they had the W's on their helmets from Wisconsin.
I was never going to get to that.
Good job, Eric.
I mean, I briefly thought of Minnesota just because of the maroon and gold, but I thought with them being the Screaming Eagles that there might have been an eagle on their helmet.
I can definitely see the way you went with that, and it makes complete sense.
That's where I ended up going to Boston College away from any Minnesota connection.
I was trying to think of helmet letters. That's why
And Minnesota State Screaming Eagles were actually like a purple and orange.
Were they?
Yeah, but on the TV at the time, though,
and they didn't actually show that much of actual football
they didn't.
Stuff.
But the same archive footage is used in season 4 when the Screaming Eagles take on the Wranglers of South Texas in the Pineapple Bowl.
It's only W teams.
That's
all they'll play.
They only had footage from that one game, so every opposing team was red and white with a W.
Gosh, this was a rough halftime.
Well, after halftime, we have the following scores. Morning Wood has 250, and Goo Goo Dolls Suck are at 210. Now on to the second half. We'd like to take a minute to invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at BenchwarmersTP. We also have a Facebook group for fans of the pod called The Bench. Join us there to comment on the latest episodes and share cool sports facts and trivia. If you'd be willing to rate and review us on iTunes or Stitcher, we'd greatly appreciate the support so that other people may find this podcast. Thanks. Today's third quarter will be 5-on-3. 5-on-3. For this quarter, there will be 3 categorized lists containing 5 items, where each item is worth 10 points. The teams will attempt to guess as many items as they can. However, if a team has an incorrect guess, they will receive 0 points for that list. A reminder on this one, you do not have to say all 5, Eric. You can say less than 5.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
That doesn't happen often for him.
Yeah, but sadly, he usually gets the 5.
Yeah, I know. We're toast.
We are now
you know what? The fact that we took a lead into the second half, that's a win.
Especially, I have COVID, guys. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Oh, this is the COVID game. Is that what you're saying?
It's Scott's COVID game. Oh, I better put that down.
Having kids is like having COVID all the time. Don't have kids.
I mean,
Ever.
It might be if you keep their food up where only a ladder can get it.
No, that's my stuff.
So if they can't eat it, is that why? So
all right, well, that makes sense.
To it?
No, I don't have enough strength to make their dinner if I can't get to my food.
That I get, because if you're getting some fresh Tony Amonte's pizza delivered, you're not sharing that with kids. I understand that.
See,
and we've officially arrived at the Meesh's wheelhouse section of the game. So,
yay!
Great.
Let's hope I was out.
All right, I studied these, Josh, so we'll see.
Oh, good.
All right, here we go. Question 1 in 5-on-3. Seeing as the Browns have moved on from the closest thing they've had to a starting quarterback, it's time to put a pin in the Baker Mayfield era. His 59 starts is by far the most of any quarterback that has started in Cleveland since 2000. Please tell me the next 5 quarterbacks with the most starts for the Cleveland Browns since the year 2000.
Yikes.
Wow, the Meesh's wheelhouse. He could have said the Eric Eid wheelhouse.
You know, many times I've looked at this list.
But probably a lot.
I've seen the list a million times, just not number of starts wise.
So since
you see
2000.
the guy's jersey that has all of them on it.
Well, I think we definitely.
Meesh, I gotta ask you to trust me on that one.
No.
Okay.
I think those ones.
I didn't make it clear in the beginning. I just trust you on every question.
No, this is I've looked at this Cleveland Brown. All right. Full disclosure, I've looked at the Cleveland Browns starting quarterbacks and the Chicago Bears starting quarterbacks more than anybody should ever.
Okay. Check in.
All right. So we're gonna check in.
Goo Goo Dolls Suck have checked in. Morning Wood, you can talk this one out for like another minute.
Josh, have you been in an accident? If so, call Anderson and Couch.
So you're gonna be on your couch for a while.
So I think they're good. It sounds like he's got.
Those are the only two I feel comfortable with. I think.
I mean, we've obviously listed a whole slew of others. Like
it's such a crapshoot. Like
now, I'm just trying to think of guys who were there for 2 to 3 years, because not all those guys were there for that long or played or
Right. Yeah. No. I
wasn't McCoy.
He was there, but he was also not always the starter. Like he would start and then. It's typical Browns.
Didn't Whedon pretty much start most of 2 seasons there?
Yes, I would say that he did. But so did Brady Quinn, I believe.
I don't know. Did he start that much? I'm not even
sure. Jeff Garcia was a season or 2.
What a gross bunch.
I don't even.
I know you had Charlie Fry and.
Did they like Charlie Fry? Okay.
If I was willing to go with beyond the 2 of Anderson and Couch, I would probably lean McCoy and Whedon would be.
I would too. Those would be my next 2.
Are you willing? Should we try for 4?
I mean, why not?
We got to try to keep some pace with.
Exactly. Let's just do it.
All right. So we're gonna check in with Anderson, Couch, McCoy, and
Whedon.
And Whedon.
All right.
I hope those are 4 of the next 5.
And Goo Goo Dolls suck. What did you say?
So, Meesh, I'm going to let you give the list, but I just want to point out names that have not been mentioned. You have the McCowns. I think Josh and Luke were on there.
There were 2 McCowns on this.
Jake Delhomme showed up for a minute and left. Brian Hoyer was there for a hot second.
We had Hoyer as one of the names.
Connor Shaw, Austin Davis, Thad Lewis.
Jason Campbell.
Yes, Kevin Hogan.
Yeah,
Stanford. Do we want to list more names? Good.
Trent Dilfer, Bruce Gradkowski, I want to say, showed up for a hot second.
He's on that
Deshaun
list,
Kaiser.
Because that's the only reason I know.
Yeah. But yeah.
He made me nervous. Kaiser was a 15 in 1 season.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
I've asked a question, and since 2000, there was only, I want to say, I forget the exact number, not many that have started 16 games in a season for the Browns. And I want to say it's happened like once or twice outside of Baker. So go ahead, Meesh. You can give our
So
list.
the list was Tim Couch, Derek Anderson, Colt McCoy, Brandon Whedon, Charlie Fry.
Both teams will be receiving points.
Nice. That's why we trust
I definitely
Derek.
wouldn't have felt comfortable picking Charlie Fry as the 5th out of the bunch, but
I told Meesh he started most of 2006.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bad sign that Deshaun Kaiser is making me nervous. That's always my takeaway from the list.
That is correct. It was Couch, Anderson, Whedon, McCoy, and Fry in that order.
Oh, that was stressful.
And by the way, there's a strange connection between the Browns and the Panthers when it comes to quarterbacks.
Yeah, like Jake Delhomme,
Derek Anderson.
Yeah.
Vinny Testaverde, didn't he play?
What team
Baker
has Derek
Mayfield
Anderson not been on? I mean,
wait, you're telling me Jimmy Clausen somehow wasn't a Brown at some point?
That I don't understand. How did that
right?
That's the quarterback. That's the kind of quarterback that the Browns would have had on the team for a little while
after his very quick flame out in Carolina. Yeah.
All right, moving on to question number 2 in 5 on 3. From 2010 to 2019, please name the 5 players with the most blocks in the NBA.
Meesh,
Yeah.
The last one you threw out scares me, but
we'll check in.
So Morningwood is checked in. Goo Goo Dolls, get your list ready. Let me know what it is.
So you want to go with
Eric,
the 5?
who would you even remove from that list?
I mean, if we wanted to put Hibbert in there, I'm not comfortable taking any of the other guys out.
I agree. And I know he wasn't doing anything the last 3 years anyway, but I know his numbers were good. But
yeah.
Eric's considering not going with 5 right now, which is crazy.
He'll sometimes go 4. I can't remember the last time he went less than that, unless it was a woman list. But even then, I think he usually tries to go for 4. But
Let's
The time we did the top 5 women.
of all time.
That's it. Just no other criteria. Top 5 women.
Tiffany Amber.
It was the only time that Tiffany Amber Thiessen and Mother Teresa showed up on the same list.
It wasn't on mine, but
No, they were both in that one episode of 90210, weren't they?
all right. Meesh, you good? You want to do 5 or 4? 5?
I wouldn't even know what 4 to do. So
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess we'll go with 5.
All right.
Jesus.
All right. We're gonna go with DeAndre Jordan, Dwight Howard, Anthony Davis, Lopez, and Ibaka.
And Morning Wood, what did you say?
This doesn't work out so badly for us. This is okay.
And we obviously had those names all kind of floating around, but we had some others that we got nervous about. So we checked in with Howard, Ibaka, and Jordan.
Both teams will be receiving their points.
Wow. Crazy.
He goes straight to the 5. I sent him a bunch of names and he just sends me a list of 5.
Yep.
Seriously. The fact that he can pull out 5 of these every freaking time.
I mean, we had them. It's just
the balls to be like, yeah, those are the 5.
So let me walk this one down. Number 1 with a bullet, by the way, by over 400 blocks, or by 350 blocks or so, is Serge Ibaka with 1,626. DeAndre Jordan had 1,291. Dwight Howard 1,237. Anthony Davis 1,121, and Brooke Lopez with 1,098. Rounding out the top 10 would be Roy Hibbert at 1,070. Mark Gasol at 1,068. Pau Gasol at 941. JaVale McGee at 908, and Tim Duncan at 902.
I say,
Just
Meesh,
don't
you hit
think
all
of the Gasol.
of
Yeah,
those anyways.
I threw out
Top
9.
blockers.
I threw out 9 names, but I forgot how Gasol existed.
yeah.
Pau Gasol was sneaky on that one, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well, Scott, we've held a lead to this point. I think our lead is about to disappear.
I believe it's tied.
No,
it's not tied right now.
10
It
behind.
is,
You guys are 10
20 to
behind.
310.
It's about to be done. So,
Maybe not.
All
Yeah.
right.
are we going to get a possible list we can actually come up confidently with 5?
Well, it's going to be Guardians, and sometimes Eric with baseball
Christ.
can be.
Guardians.
I'm just trying to stay confident.
Hey, you pay attention.
You're
to the
assuming a
Guardians,
lot
so.
with this being the Guardians, by the way.
Well, you said there was one earlier. You said this was where his wheelhouse is, but it's wishful thinking.
Question 3. There have been 5 Cleveland Guardians pitchers who have recorded 100 plus saves for the Guardians.
Oh my God.
Name them.
This is terrible.
Wow.
This one might be equally terrible for both teams, though. So,
Oh, well, not with one of them being a wheelhouse. Let's.
Who's that
Yeah, but
guy?
I have to keep stressing how I don't remember anything before like 2007.
Dan, we're gonna check in.
okay. Goo Goo Dolls Suck have checked in. Morning Wood, you can give me that list that you've been working on.
I'm pretty sure that kind of that late 80s into the 90s. You know, they weren't obviously a great team.
Say they weren't good, but yeah.
But I think he had a good, 7 or 8 year stretch.
Oh, that's more than enough then.
And, especially guys who were who were closers. You had like a closer,
Back then, oh, absolutely. It was one guy. Yeah.
And Cleveland, when they won, they were probably close games. I don't think they blew out a lot of teams in the 80s and 90s. And every team wins, 60, 70, 80 games. Well, maybe not 80, 60, 70 games, even when you're not a great team.
Yeah. No, and if this guy's there for 6 or 7 years,
I think he had a good stretch.
Even if he's saving 25 a year, that puts us over. So
he was there right in when I was watching a lot, when I was in kind of middle school to high school, he was their closer.
I feel confident with that
Okay.
then.
So
I
then
think-
we want to go Wickman, Mesa, Allen, and Jones.
Yeah, I feel good about the other three.
Because
So
if we get those 4 and they get 5, we at least go into the 4th tied.
correct. Yeah, we have to roll the dice. Let's just do it.
All right, Dan, we are checking in with Wickman, Mesa, Allen, and Jones.
All right. And Goo Goo Dolls Suck. What did you say?
We checked in with 4. Allen, Chris Perez, Mesa, and Wickman. And then the 5th person who we did not check in with, but we're debating, was the last name Jones, but we did not.
Both teams will be receiving their points, and you named all 5 of them between the two of you. With the most, Cody Allen, and he's still going. Bob Wickman, Doug Jones, Chris Perez, and Jose Mesa. The only other one to have come close with 94 saves is Mariners legend Michael Jackson. Not that Michael Jackson.
Oh, I didn't think you got that many.
And then rounding out the top 10 are the Josh Bomback specials of Brad Hand, Ray Narleski, Joe Borowski, and Steve Olin.
I had Borowski on our short list.
You can't say that about Hand. I thought Hand, but I don't think he closed long enough for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
I
probably.
think he was a
2 years.
setup guy for a bunch of years, and he had like 1 or 2 seasons that he was a closer.
I think he was the closer the whole time there. It just wasn't long.
They just
enough.
He just wasn't
didn't
there.
get very many. Okay.
He wasn't there very long.
Yeah. Well, I just know that his name came up a bunch for like trade. His name would come up around the trade deadline. It's like, oh, will the Twins try to trade for Brad Hand?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I was thinking, sure. All right. Well, after the third quarter, we have a score of Morning Wood with 360, barely holding on to a lead over Goo Goo Dolls Suck, who have 350.
Gosh.
Support for today's Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. All of us here at Benchwarmers received the Performance Package as a part of our Manscaped sponsorship, and I can speak with authority that it is filled with all sorts of goodies. I highly recommend you give it a try. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping when you use the code BENCH at manscaped.com. If my math is correct, that's about 8 million balls. So don't forget, use the promo code BENCH, BENCH, at checkout, manscaped.com.
And that brings us to the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter, known as Put Your Fours Up. This quarter consists of 4 categorized questions that teams will wager up to 100 points each, not to exceed their current point total. The categories for today are as follows. It took you long enough from Major League Baseball. It took you long enough from the NHL. It took you long enough from Major League Baseball again. And it took you long enough from the NFL. It's now time for the teams to place their wagers. Now that the wagers are in, on to the questions. Question number 1 in It Took You Long Enough. In 1971, which Major League Baseball team became the first to field 9 players of Black or Latino origin? Looking back, it was a rousing success.
Should we go with it?
I think so.
All right, we'll check in.
Morning Wood is checked in. Goo Goo Dolls Suck. Talk it out.
Yeah, I think we. I
Yeah,
mean, I don't know if
think
you've
we
heard
need
this.
to.
I'm pretty sure, like Scott was saying, I've heard this before, and it was. I'm 99 point. Well,
Yeah.
like I told you 100%, but I'm 99.9% that
I
it's the
mean,
Pirates.
I don't have anything on 70s baseball. For whatever reason, if you just had me a picture of the Pirates guy back in the day, he's not white. I don't know why. So
Yeah, it's just one of those things that you remember hearing, and then it kind of just sticks with you. It's just one of those facts. So we're gonna check in with the Pirates for 100 points.
And Morningwood, what did you say?
We both went with our initial instinct, and we both, for whatever reason, latched onto the Pirates right away. So we also checked in with the Pirates for 100 points.
Both teams are receiving their points. The correct answer is the Pittsburgh Pirates, who won the World Series in 1971 with that lineup. That brings us to question number 2 in the fourth quarter. It took you long enough. The rule requiring NHL players to wear a helmet went into effect during the 1979-1980 season. However, players who were in the league prior to the rule did not have to wear one. So it wasn't until 1997 when which player retired that all players were actually required to wear a helmet. Eric, are you checked in?
Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll check in.
Goo Goo Dolls Suck have checked in. Morningwood, you can talk it out.
I've heard that name before, Josh, on this podcast, and I think it had something to do with the helmet.
Then I say we go with it because that's the name that comes to mind for me, and it could have been from this podcast.
We have to go with it because there's no other name.
All right, we are going to check in with Craig McTavish for 41 points.
And Goo Goo Dolls Suck, what did you say?
Yeah, this has been asked before. I believe Mason.
It was Mason. I know Mason asked something about helmets. Yeah.
But it definitely is Craig McTavish.
Both teams will be receiving their points, and I will tell you where I heard this question last, asked to Eric Eid on the Throwback Trivia Takedown tournament.
Jeez. So he just recently had this question.
I think you got that wrong because
I don't remember hearing that, but
I'm almost positive of it. I'm gonna have to go back and look, but I was
no.
I think you got a hockey question, but I don't know if it was this. It could have been
unless I blacked out. I apologize.
I remember that question being asked, and I was thinking, well, there's someone that question should have gone to.
By the way, I am not looking forward to my next opponent.
Wait, will it be out? We don't know. We don't know.
I'm just saying I'm not looking forward to it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not looking forward to it at all.
3 of us at this point in time. 3 of us are still left.
Yeah. Let's just go to the next question.
Soon to be 2, no matter how you slice it.
Yes.
Soon to be 2. Pretty sure I know the 2.
Moving on. By the way, McTavish got so hot during games that he decided against helmets to keep himself from overheating. That's the explanation.
He had a lot of hair.
He did. Question number 3, and it took you long enough. Giants manager Elvin Dark stated about which Hall of Fame pitcher that they would put a man on the moon before he hit a home run. The player in question went on to hit his first career home run on July 20th, 1969, a mere hours after Neil Armstrong stepped foot on the lunar surface.
It switches it around. Never mind. Sometimes I don't. Thank you. Sometimes I don't read the questions.
What? You don't read questions?
I'll be the reader. You be the main guy.
For those who didn't see our chat, I just sent Maze.
And I wrote Hall of Fame pitcher, or is there a guy I don't know?
Yeah, and Maze was. They were concerned about him hitting home runs.
Listen,
they were real worried.
I thought. Never mind. Hold on a minute.
He said a giant though, which is that's good.
See,
you got that part.
I just saw. I'm like, yeah. Never mind.
Hall of Fame pitcher Willie Mays.
Can you tell me he never pitched in Little League?
Well, not only that, I mean, I'm sure if he was on the mound, he would have been lights out.
And we're going to check it.
All right. Goo Goo Dolls Suck has checked in. And Morningwood, I need to know what you have.
So we have two names, and like we came up with two names pretty quick. And to figure out which one to go with, it's been a struggle. We have
I don't know
Marichal and Perry. Two Hall of Famers who were pitching for the Giants around that time.
I don't know anything about either of them as hitters.
I don't either. And that's why my only thought was, I just don't view Gaylord Perry as very athletic. But of course, that's probably because I watched him pitch as an old man. But
no, I think you're right there. He was probably never athletic.
I picture him as less of an athlete than Juan Marichal. All right, we're gonna check in with Gaylord Perry for 100.
And Goo Goo Dolls Suck. What did you say?
Meesh, how many Giants pitchers can you name from the 60s?
One.
Okay, me too. So go ahead and give it to
Gaylord Perry.
How many
100
points?
for 50 points.
For 50, yes.
Both teams are receiving their points. The correct answer is Gaylord Perry. He went on to hit 6 home runs in his career, all of them after man stepped foot on the moon. Gaylord Perry is also 14th all-time in home runs allowed with 399. And that's because he pitched for 73 years.
You see, Josh, he had 2 more career home runs than Juan Marichal. So being an athlete.
Wow. Well, and also playing.
I'm sure he had more at bats.
Playing for 20 more years than the other guy probably helps.
All right. Finally, question number 4. And it took you long enough. There are 3 players who never played the position of kicker or punter to play in 300 plus games in the NFL. I need you to name all 3 of them.
Oh my God.
And by never played the position of kicker or punter, that means they were never ever listed as a kicker or a punter. I'm not
they
saying
may
that
have
they didn't
punted once,
right.
But that doesn't count as a
right.
Dan, we're going to check in.
Goo Goo Dolls Suck have checked in, which leaves it to Morningwood to talk it out.
Yeah. That's just.
So we have 3 names. It's Brady for sure, even with the missed season.
Yeah, I agree.
And then Favre and Rice are the other 2.
Those are the other 2. And Favre, once he started, he just freaking played. Like he didn't get hurt. He started games.
Right, but I think
until his head got bounced off of the TCF turf.
Frozen field.
The frozen field, and he missed the last game of his final season.
So I think that is, when did he start? I
think he started when he got to Green Bay. I think he pretty much was the starter.
But that's what, 92? 92. So we're looking, and he retired what, 2000?
I think he was drafted in 91 Falcons.
Yeah,
he played
that sounds right.
He didn't start there.
So and 92, he retired when?
Oh, the last season was the 2010 season, I think. Yeah, 90. So he started.
That's 92 what. So that's 19.
And he started virtually all of the games, regular season games.
So that's what, 19, right?
19 seasons of
16 games is 304. So even if he missed one,
I know he missed that last game. Could he maybe not been the starter of the very first game of that previous season? Possibly. Of his first season? Possibly. But
okay. Yeah.
And when he finished up, he was with the Vikings. This is something I feel really confident that he hit. That was a thing, because he did.
And his 300th game was with the Vikings, and then Jerry Rice.
I don't think he was ever really that injured, was he? He didn't.
Not to my knowledge, and I think he retired in 2004.
Yeah, I think 85 to 2004. All right, we're going to check in with Brady, Rice, and Favre for 100 points.
And Goo Goo Dolls suck. What did you say?
I was muted. We did Brady, Rice, and Favre for 100 points.
All right, so let's break this down here. Two people were very, very close to making this list. Bruce Matthews retired with 296. Darryl Green played 295. Drew Brees got 287. Bruce Smith got 279. But the three that made the list with 318 games and counting, Tom Brady, 303 for Jerry Rice, and 302 for Brett Favre. Both teams will be receiving their points. I don't know what the status of Andrew Whitworth is right now. I'm pretty sure he's retired.
He said he's retired.
He says he is, yeah.
Right. He's at 239.
Oh, he has no chance anyway.
And then other than him, the only other one that is even in the conversation is Mercedes Lewis with 234.
He's got a shot. No, he's got a shot. He
Wait,
hangs out on rosters.
Didn't Breeze kind of say, I might come back to play or do this or do that? Or, you know, Breeze could come back and get to 300.
Look, I feel like we got a Mr. 3000 situation with Darryl Green because he can still play.
Still run, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's get him back on a roster so he can get there. A Mr. 300.
All right, well, the game has come to an end, and here are the final scores. With a final score of 700 points, we have Goo Goo Dolls suck. And with a final score of 701 points, receiving the Any Given Quarterback that the Cleveland Browns have employed in the last 22 years award, is Morning Wood. Anything you guys would like to say before we call it a night? We're going to start with you, Meesh. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for your support. We truly appreciate it. The floor is yours. Have some shout outs or anything you want to say.
Thanks for the attempted carry, Eric. Couldn't make it work, but I mean, the more I think about this Crayola question, the more we should have gotten it. I'm just going to lose sleep over it. But thanks for having me on. Thanks for making the podcast, because you guys are a very good time passer. If I'm road tripping or walking around the airport, it's perfect.
I've always wanted to be a time passer, so thank you.
I didn't mean it as I meant it as
no. I didn't take it at that.
I take that as
I know.
Very large compliment.
But
thank you.
Thanks for having me on.
Well, thank you, Meesh, for coming on. You definitely, once we got to your wheelhouse stuff, you really picked it up, so that was appreciated. Missing links. Just if we can, David, you listening to this, David? Hey, David. Go back and see how many, because he'll do this and he'll make it a question.
Correct.
How many games that I've lost where a missing link has been the reason? I feel like it's pretty high.
I have to mention it's pretty high.
Yeah.
He's going to listen to this in the morning.
David,
that, right?
Yeah, he listens to the raw
audio. Good morning, David.
Even when he's not editing it, he still listens to the morning, the raw audio and the morning wood.
And the morning wood.
You got to listen to the morning wood.
So good morning, David. It's July 11th, 2022. I hope you have a wonderful day and get on that, please. Thank you.
So we've discovered Eric's kryptonite. It is the missing link.
All right, Eric. I'm bookending the episodes by doing this. Scott and Josh, anything you guys want to say?
Josh, we did it again. We beat Eric. Boys and girls. No, I'm speaking boys and girls. There's a kid out there listening to this right now. It might be Nolan Walling. I don't know, but there's a child out there listening to this, and I just want to let you know that you can overcome obstacles out there. You can do whatever you want. You can be whatever you want to be. Okay. 25 years ago, Michael Jordan had a flu game against the Jazz. Whatever. It's the freaking Jazz. 25 years later, Scott Grimes had a COVID game against Eric Eid. Much more impressive. That's all I'm saying. Way more impressive.
This is like beating Michael Jordan on the Wizards because I have lost a lot lately.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
hey, like a broken clock is right twice a day. Apparently, we can defeat Eric twice in our
day.
Not in a day. Twice in our
ever.
2 years.
You hear that, Jake
podcast.
Manny? This is your shot. I'm on a bad stretch right now. So why don't you come back on and just see what can happen?
Anything can happen, Jake.
Now is the time. This is like when the all-star pitcher like is having a little slump, and you're like, you know what? Now I'll face him.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. And till next time, we'll keep the bench warm.
Stay healthy out there. Stay healthy.
Jake Manny, even if I had the flu, still going down.
If you do get COVID, come on a podcast. You might win.
That ball hit high and deep. Stretch. Get on back there. They look up. You can put it on the board. Yes.
Into deep left center for Mitchell. And we'll see you tomorrow night.
That great music you're listening to is by Justin Nozick. Thanks to him for producing that music for us. You've been listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We are at BenchwarmersTP.